Welcome back to ADHD-Friendly Weekly Gamer News, and yeah, I've switched it around because AWGN sounds a lot better than AWNG. Let me start off by saying I've made a whole separate video about all the rumours concerning Xbox exclusives coming to PS5, so please go watch that for a lengthier but still quick summary. The most important takeaway is that we're going to hear directly from Microsoft themselves next week. Disney is going to be investing $1.5 billion into Epic Games, which equates to about 9 to 10% stake in the company, depending on which valuation you look at. According to their press release, Disney and Epic Games will collaborate on an all-new games and entertainment universe that will further expand the reach of beloved Disney stories and experiences in Fortnite. Yes, their new relationship will bring Disney's beloved characters to Fortnite. Disney and Epic Games had already collaborated in the past, like with what they did with Kingdom Hearts 3, but this collaboration is something new, with Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney hoping to, in his words, bring together the Disney and Fortnite communities. Regulatory approval still to come. Kojima Productions has shared more information about their new action espionage game, Physint. After a health scare in 2020 where Hideo Kojima needed surgery and was even writing a will for the first time because it was that bad, he decided he wanted to work on a game like Metal Gear because fans kept asking for it. Apparently the game is going to have near lifelike graphics, and if your mum walked in on you playing it, she'd think you were watching a film. He's really got his fingers in a lot of pies right now, doesn't he? A website that tracks popular media releases called releases.com listed Elden Ring Shadow of Erdtree as releasing in February 2024. Then they reverted it back to Q1 2024, which made fans feral for just a little bit. And the Japanese conglomerate that has a 70% stake in From Software, Cadaea Corporate, also put out a financial report this week where they mentioned From Software will further step up efforts to improve profitability in the medium to long term, citing the upcoming DLC for Elden Ring. There's still no confirmed release date for Shadow of Erdtree, but the medium to long term mention would imply that a February release is quite unlikely. That doesn't mean that there won't be any news this month though, we can still hope for that, or at least maybe they'll plan something special for the game's anniversary. We are officially on Nintendo Direct Watch, as we normally get a pretty big one in February, and of course that's in addition to the Pokemon Presents we usually get at the end of the month for Pokemon Day. Last year it was on February 8th, the year before that it was the 9th, 17th in 2021, 20th in 2020, and 13th in 2019. They typically fall on a Wednesday or Thursday, and don't forget they're always announced a day prior, so not a lot of time to prepare there. I'll do my best to keep you informed, but I would expect one in the next couple of weeks. Given all the rumours that we've had over the past year, I really hope that we're finally going to hear about the Switch too. Nintendo haven't officially acknowledged its existence, but Nintendo's president did offer a very vague response in a Q&A recently when asked about their plans for the year. Multiple news outlets have reported that it's clear he's talking about releasing new hardware in the near future, but there's no official English translation yet, so let's wait for that and the Direct. CDProjekt Red has been on a hiring frenzy lately, bringing on a bunch of game dev veterans to work on Project Orion, which is going to be the follow-up to Cyberpunk 2077. And just look at this list! We've got an award-winning game writer who worked on Control, a gameplay director who worked on Hitman, another writer who also made it to the New York Times bestseller list, as well as having a very impressive career in the gaming industry. I am personally very excited for that one, but I still haven't started or finished Phantom Liberty, so I guess I'll be streaming that on Twitch over the next month or so. Many were up in arms after learning that Toys for Bob, the studio behind the Crash Bandicoot and Spyro remasters, had been shut down. Fortunately, it turns out it was just the physical studio that was shut down, but unfortunately, while many devs remain working there remotely, they did lay off 86 people. I also wanted to take this opportunity to share a diagram that PC Gamer published, where each dot represents one of the thousands of people affected by the gaming industry layoffs in the past 7 months. The quotes are heartbreaking. Lives have literally been turned upside down, especially for those who had to move for their dream careers. While we can point some blame at the restructuring under the Microsoft Activision Blizzard merger, this has been affecting the wider industry for a lot longer, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down. This piece of news is quite frustrating. You know Funimation? The Funimation service is ending on April 2nd. If you don't already know, Funimation is an American video-on-demand streaming service that specializes in distributing anime titles. It was also acquired by Sony Pictures Television in 2017. Sony then acquired their rival service Crunchyroll in 2021. This year they seek to merge the two, which would be fine, and they did tell us in advance, but they're migrating Funimation libraries to Crunchyroll, and then increasing the price of Crunchyroll subscriptions by 82%, from $54.95 to $99.99 per year. Way to take advantage of fans who have less options now. Also, Crunchyroll doesn't support Funimation digital copies, so fans who have previously purchased DVD or Blu-ray copies of media from the platform will no longer be able to stream them. There's currently no option to refund them either. Of course, most of us know at this point that you don't actually own the digital copies that you buy through platforms like this, but it's still really disappointing. That is incredibly shady. Helldivers 2 has been doing pretty well since it released on the 8th. I mean, there have been a lot of technical issues with matchmaking and frequent crashes, but it passed 100,000 concurrent players on Steam, which is the first Sony PC game to do so. Congratulations to the team on that one. The studio behind the popular game Dead Cells have issued a statement this week saying goodbye to the game. They put out 4 DLCs and 18 updates in the past 5 years and are now bidding farewell to the game so they can work on other projects. Yes, multiple, which we will apparently hear about very soon. Speaking of goodbyes, the 9th of February marked the 10-year anniversary of Flappy Bird being removed from the App Store by its developer. I still don't understand the hype around that game, and I still don't understand why the dev removed it, but I really hope that they've found some peace now. Okay, now on to a few Rockstar updates. The Florida Joker has finally given up trying to sue Rockstar after using his likeness in GTA 6. He went from asking for millions to wanting them to hire him to voice the character in-game. He also said that he's the reason the game is so hype right now. Can you say delusional? According to a recent Take-Two earnings report, GTA 6 is still on track for 2025. We also found out that GTA 5 has shipped over 195 million copies, and Red Dead Redemption 2 has shipped 61 million, and Judas is apparently going to be releasing sometime between now and April 2026. Rainbow Six Siege has published a music trailer for their upcoming 6 Invitational. I love that. It looks great. Music in esports has always been welcomed. I mean, look at what Riot have produced, but it would have been cool to see some of the operators in the music video alongside the pro players. By the way, the 6th Invitational starts on the 13th, so in 2 days, and it will run for just under 2 weeks. The CEO of Ubisoft has defended their decision to price Skull and Bones at $70, insisting that it's a quadruple A game. As a reminder, AAA is a gaming industry term for games that have a higher development and marketing budget, often developed or published by well-known companies. Basically, you can guarantee that they're going to make a return on investment. Just last year, the UK CMA stated AAA games had an average budget of $200 million. However, the definition of quadruple A is still unclear. We got a new look at the Lollipop Chainsaw Remaster, platform details still to come. Jagex, the company behind RuneScape, has been acquired by a private equity firm. Fans are already apprehensive about the acquisition and are worried about the game's future, which I think is fair given what we've seen lately with certain mergers and acquisitions. Now let's move on to the latest film and TV announcements. Martha is Dead is the latest game to be getting a live-action movie adaptation, and if you don't know what that game is, it's a story-heavy psychological thriller game that released in 2021 and has been highly praised by gamers. It's a really good option to turn into a film if you ask me. We got the first poster and trailer for Knuckles, a 6-episode series produced by Paramount and releasing on the 26th of April. And I'm sure there's a funny joke that I could be making about the fact that we're getting Sonic and Knuckles this year, just like the game that I used to have on Mega Drive. Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace is returning to cinemas for a limited time from the 3rd of May to celebrate its 25th anniversary. And Andor Season 2 has officially completed filming. Hideo Kojima Connecting Worlds is launching on the 23rd of February on Disney+. It's a documentary detailing Hideo's life and creative process. It's recently come out that the film Coyote vs. Acme is to be shelved and deleted forever. Warner Brothers wanted a staggering $75 million for the film and rejected offers from other high-profile companies like Netflix, Amazon, and Paramount. The current CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, David Zaslav, has also admitted that he hasn't even seen the movie, despite being in favor of it disappearing. That really sucks. I can't imagine having worked on a film for that long to find out that my creation will never be seen by the general public. Like, no credit, no royalties, no work that you can reference to other companies. And I'm not saying that it was a tax write-off, because I don't want to get in any trouble. I'm just saying that the relevant legal body should probably investigate cases like this. And finally, I want to bring your attention to a Twitter thread that went viral this week, which was posted by an ex-Blizzard employee, sharing his experience with the company who allegedly lied to him and strung him along for months, and then gaslit him when he raised it with HR. I know it's anecdotal rather than actual news, but it's well worth a read, so I'll link it below. Anyway, that's it for this week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.